Welcome back to the deep dive. So today we're looking at a concept that I think often gets dismissed, right,
Mm.
as just wishful thinking.
Yeah, absolutely. But when you really strip away the fluff, it's much more like structural engineering.
We're talking about a blueprint
Yeah.
for a massive life.
Yeah.
And I want to be clear about what big means. It's not just, a big bank account,
No, not at all. It's about big satisfaction, big confidence.
big impact.
Exactly. The source material is called The Magic of Thinking Big, which, the word magic can be a little misleading.
Well, mystical.
Right. But what we're really unpacking is a construction manual. The core idea is that life isn't random, it's a project, and you are the architect.
And the premise that kicks this whole thing off is,
Yeah.
well, it's pretty provocative.
It is.
It says success is not determined by the size of your brain.
Mm.
It's determined by the size of your thinking.
Which is so contrary to how we usually see things. We think, oh, that person's successful because they're a genius or they have a higher IQ.
Right.
But this framework suggests the scope of your mental architecture matters infinitely more. I mean, you can have a massive engine, but if you only drive it around the block, you don't really get anywhere.
So if this is a construction project, we have a bit of a roadmap for today.
They do.
We're going to start with the foundation, the internal belief systems, then move to the framework of skills, then action and momentum, and finally, achievement.
The expansion phase, it's a logical flow. You can't put the roof on before you pour the foundation.
Okay, let's grab a shovel then. The first major concept is the mental foundation. And it uses this metaphor that, it sticks with you immediately, the mental factory.
It's such a useful visualization. Just imagine your brain is a literal factory.
Okay.
And you have two foremen running the production floor, Mr. Defeat and Mr. Triumph.
I feel like I know Mr. Defeat intimately. He's the guy who wakes up with me on a Monday morning.
We all know him. But here's the mechanic we miss. Both of these guys are intensely obedient. They don't argue with you. They take orders.
So if I signal a negative thought, like, ugh, I'm going to bomb this meeting.
Mr. Defeat just snaps to attention. He doesn't try to cheer you up.
No.
Quite the opposite. He immediately starts manufacturing evidence for why you're right. He'll say, you are tired. In fact, you're probably getting sick. And remember last time, he produces what the material calls a stalled output.
So it's like a confirmation bias factory.
Precisely. But the system is totally neutral.
Okay.
If you signal a positive thought, I can handle this, Mr. Triumph steps up.
And what does he do?
He pulls the files on your past successes. He points out your strengths. He manufactures an optimized output.
So the factory just produces whatever product you order.
That's it. And the actionable advice here is pretty ruthless. You have to fire Mr. Defeat.
Just fire him.
Can't keep him on the payroll. You have to use Mr. Triumph 100% of the time. It's not about ignoring reality. It's about choosing which foreman gets to interpret that reality.
Okay, so we've cleaned up the management team. But a good factory can still get shut down by a virus. The next part deals with something called Excusitis.
Or the failure disease.
It sounds like a joke, but the diagnostic chart is actually, it's pretty serious. It breaks down into 4 strains that just kill potential. The first one is health excusitis.
Ah, yes, the I don't feel good person.
Right. My back's acting up. My heart isn't what it used to be.
And of course, real illness exists, but this is about using health as a crutch to avoid effort or risk. The cure listed here is blunt.
It is. Refuse to talk about your health.
Don't give it oxygen. The mantra is, I'm going to live until I die. Just decide to live fully right up to the end.
The second strain is intelligence excusitis, the I'm not smart enough trap.
So common. We overestimate the other person's intelligence and underestimate our own. The cure is realizing attitude is greater than intelligence.
There's a stat I love in here. Stickability is 95% of ability.
That's the whole game. You don't need to be a genius. You
Yeah.
just need to be tenacious. A person with average intelligence and high stickability will run circles around a genius who quits.
Okay, third strain, age excusitis.
I'm too old. Or
I'm too young. It feels like there's a sweet spot of about 6 months in your mid-30s where you don't use one of those.
right. The cure is to shift your focus from past time to future time. If you're 50, don't look at the 50 years gone. Look at the 30 productive years you have left.
And the last one is luck excusitis.
I just have bad luck, the victim mindset.
Yeah.
The cure is just to accept cause and effect. Success is preparation. It's not a lottery ticket.
Okay, so we're inoculated. Now we need to start building the framework. And this next idea tackles fear and confidence as a cycle.
This is so crucial. We think we have to wait out fear, like, I'll do it when I'm not afraid anymore.
Right, but the material shows that hesitation actually, it fertilizes fear. Inaction makes the fear magnify.
It's a downward spiral. The only way to break it is with decisive action.
Action cures fear.
It's mechanical. The longer you stare at the phone, the more you dread making that call. The second you dial, poof, the fear vanishes.
To help with that, there's a confidence builder kit here.
Right.
5 specific physical actions. First, be a front seater.
Don't hide in the back. Sitting up front signals you're a participant, not just an observer.
Second, practice eye contact.
Avoiding it signals inferiority, making it says, I'm honest, I'm confident.
Third, walk 25% faster.
This is a great hack. When you speed up your walk, your body tells your brain, we have important business, it creates energy.
Then speak up, don't be a conference clam, and 5th is smile big.
A conference clam just sits there and says nothing. You have to break the silence and the smile. It's an instant confidence boost.
Okay, let's move to the interior design of the mind, the language we use, the big thinker's vocabulary.
Words are tools. Small words build a small reality.
Give me the contrast.
The small thinking says, it's impossible. Big thinking says, let's find a way.
Or the market is saturated.
Big thinking says, 25% of the market is still waiting for us. It's about framing.
There's a tool mentioned here called the 60-second commercial. I'll be honest, it sounds a little cheesy.
It can feel that way. It's about writing a commercial to sell yourself to yourself and reading it daily. But I mean, we get bombarded by ads selling us soap. Why not advertise your own value to your own brain?
Okay, so it's about reminding yourself of your assets, your goals.
Exactly. If you don't buy your own product, no one else will.
Right. Moving on to creativity. There's this idea of a creative switch to fight tradition paralysis.
That's the we've always done it this way attitude.
And there are 3 tools to flip that switch.
First, be receptive. You just have to delete "it won't work" from your vocabulary. Second, be experimental. Break your routines. Routine breeds stagnation.
And the third is be progressive.
Right. Ask yourself daily, how can I improve the quality and quantity of my output?
We also have to talk about the environment. The section is called Manage Your Environment. Go first class.
The rule is simple. The mind reflects what it's fed. If you surround yourself with small thinkers, you will think small.
So there's the checklist. First, avoid negators.
The people who tell you why it can't be done seek advice only from successful people.
Second, prioritize quality over quantity.
Look important to think important. It actually changes your self-perception. And throw out thought poison.
Gossip.
Just cut it out completely. It's toxic waste for the mind. And finally, circulate. Meet new people.
Okay, so foundation is set, framework is up. Now, interaction with the world, the attitude alliance. It shows 3 pillars that hold up results.
These are the attitudes that make people want to help you. The first is, I'm activated. Dig deeper. Bring energy. If you find a subject boring, it's probably because you haven't dug deep enough.
The second pillar is you are important.
Everyone wants to feel important, so call people by name, and this is key. Don't hog the glory. When you make others feel important, they lift you up.
And the third pillar, service first.
We often chase the money first. But this says, service is the seed, money is the harvest. You have to plant the seed.
Which leads to the habit of action. We get this character study between Mr. Passivationist and Mrs. Activationist.
This is one of my favorites. Mr. Passivationist is just sitting there. He's waiting for perfect conditions.
Which, of course, never come.
Exactly. So he never starts. Mrs. Activationist, on the other hand, is pressing a giant start button. She knows someday is a synonym for never.
And her secret is mechanical action.
Yes. She doesn't wait for the spirit to move her. She moves her spirit. Action comes before motivation, not the other way around.
But even Mrs. Activationist runs into trouble. The next diagram is about turning defeat into victory. It shows a salvage yard.
This is a huge mindset shift for failure. Most people just stare at the wreckage. But the big thinker operates a crane.
Looking for what?
The gold bar labeled lesson. Every wreck has one. If you learn from it, it wasn't a total loss.
Okay, so stop blaming luck. Be a constructive critic.
And blend persistence with experimentation. If you hit a wall, don't just keep hitting it. Back up and find a new angle.
Let's talk about connection. The human connection part uses a radio station metaphor.
Yeah, imagine you own a radio station. You can tune to channel N for negative. That's all static, gossip, reasons to dislike people.
What?
Or you tune to channel P for positive, praise, harmony, reasons to like people. You own the station. You choose what to broadcast.
And if you broadcast on channel P, You attract support.
You become a conversation donor, not a hog.
Now let's zoom out. The long-term view, the vision.
You see this winding road leading to a 10-year plan? You need that long-term goal. But there's a magnifying glass on the road called the next mile principle.
Because staring at a 10-year goal can be totally overwhelming.
It's a 140-mile trek, so you just focus on the next ridge, the next right thing. You achieve the massive goal one step at a time.
And as we move forward, we step into leadership. 4 quadrants on how to think like a leader.
Quadrant 1. Trade minds.
Yeah.
Empathy. If I were in their shoes, how would I react?
Quadrant 2. Be human.
Put people first. Praise publicly. Criticize privately.
3 is think progress.
Promote the people who believe in improvement, not the status quoers.
And 4, confer with yourself.
Solitude. You need quiet thinking time to release your creative power.
We're almost there, but there's an emergency kit, the break glass in case of emergency section.
4 scenarios. First, when little people attack, refuse to fight. Stay big.
Second, when you feel inadequate.
Look important. Concentrate on your assets. Use that 60-second commercial.
Third, when you lose.
Go to the salvage yard, find the lesson. Defeat is a state of mind.
And fourth, when progress slows.
Think I can do better usually means you need to increase the quality or quantity of your effort.
Which brings us to the final reflection, a framed motto. You are what you think you are.
Yeah, it quotes an ancient writer. A wise man will be master of his mind. A fool will be its slave. That really sums it all up, doesn't it?
It does. It's about whether you're running your thoughts or your thoughts are running you. Believe big. Grow big. Live big.
That's the mission.
So, as we wrap up this deep dive, I want to leave you with a final thought to take with you. Go back to that image of the mental factory.
Right.
If we could just freeze time right now and look at the production line of your thoughts, which foreman is holding the clipboard? Is it Mr. Defeat or is it Mr. Triumph?
And maybe more importantly, what is the very first order you need to give them right now to change the output?
Thanks for listening to the deep dive. Go fire Mr. Defeat, and we'll see you next time.